own Paulsboro. First time ever that we have presented this show to you using the technology of Zoom. These, of course, are unprecedented times at so many levels. I am at my office at Hill Studio. Irma is on campus at Paulsboro High School. Our guests are scattered at their various locations. So, Irma, we've done a lot of things on this show. We've covered a lot of things from blizzards to train wrecks, and now we are in the middle of this pandemic that has swept this nation. And but I on Paulsboro continues. So first of all, welcome back, because you did not make the last show, and I see it. You chose red to wear today.
John, thank you. So happy to be back. I thanked everybody for. I had a little rechecking, 100,000 mile recheck. Thank you to the New Inspira. I was in the VIP building. Wow, great. But anyway, I'm always happy to be back. Please, Paulsboro people, please pray for our nurses. Being a nurse, I'm just too darn old now to go to New York now at 80, but my heart and our prayers have to be with them, John. And I'm sitting here in the Ireland house, and today it says there's nothing greater than being a Red Raider, John. And that's how I feel. And Paulsboro people will get through this, as we do, with all the help with our officials, our school officials, and our residents. And prayers.
Prayers are a big part, Irma. We'll be right back. You'll see notes from our usual sponsors. We're going to come right back, and we're going to start with Dr. Walter Quint. School district is functioning in a most unique way. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like True Test paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
And welcome back. And this new format is interesting for Irma, myself, and our whole group with Zoom and how we're doing this. And so quality may be not up to the usual standards, but then again, I don't know that we really ever had standards. So I think we're struggling in that respect. But one of the biggest issues facing towns all across, I was going to say New Jersey, but the country at this point, is continuing to deliver education, public education, education in general to kids. Last show we did from Save a Lot, we talked to Dr. Quint. He joins us now because he is in the catering business, he is in the education business, he is in the logistics business. So Walter, first of all, thanks for letting us intrude. You're in your office in the school system. I'm at Hill Studio, and we're doing a TV show. So the world has changed dramatically. But how about an update? How are things starting with, you're feeding kids, crossing guards are still on corners. Tell us how the day's running.
Well, the day's running very well. Let's start with food service. So far during this closure, we've served over 7,500 meals. And the meal service, the grab-and-go breakfast and lunch, will continue throughout spring recess. As you mentioned, the crossing guards, thanks to the borough, will be on duty the entire recess from the 6th through the 13th, and meals will continue to be served. And as you talk about it, we're also in the transportation business. Our bus drivers and aides are delivering meals to about 35 youngsters who are homeless living outside of Paulsboro. So the school is very much in operation.
Now, Walter, so people get a sense of it, you're not offering an old country buffet variety of meals. This is really a very basic service, isn't it? Between the bag lunch, the bag breakfast. Can you give people an idea of what's in that bag for those who don't have kids?
Well, cereal, fruit, juice, A sandwich. The lunch has a sandwich, so it is a fully reimbursable meal by the United States Department of Agriculture standards. As much shelf-stabilized food as we can possibly use, but some of the foods do require refrigeration.
And are you serving daily, or are you doing a couple days worth of goods and then they come back, or how's that working?
We serve daily between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. every day at all three schools. So Loudon, Slogger, Billingsport, and Paulsboro High School. Students or their parents can come pick up breakfast and lunch at the same time between 9 and 10, and at the same time pick up learning packets if they need additional learning packets, and drop off packets to be graded.
Walter, it's a perfect segue. So you've been in education for a very long time. It's not new to have a child have to be educated at home, occasionally one or two children for various circumstances, whether they be ill or something of that nature. You've never had to deal with something like this, nor has the state, nor has the nation. So have you got a sense in these first, I guess, what are we into this, 2 weeks now with regards to homeschooling? Have you got a sense of the level of effectiveness? Are kids honestly participating, or are they not?
I'm extremely proud of what our staff is doing. The staff is working very hard with the online learning and the packets. And yes, large numbers of our students are participating online and completing the learning packets. You can see that each day when youngsters come to pick up their meals, the number of learning packets that are being dropped off. We encourage people to use the online resource as much as possible, because it's a challenge for us, believe it or not, just to keep up with the copying of the packets. But I do want to beg, if you will, put a plea out to our parents and students that those who are not completing their work must begin to complete the work. If a student doesn't complete their assignments either online or through the hard copy learning packets, two things will happen. First, they have to be marked absent, and secondly, they're going to get failing grades. School is still in session, and as many youngsters are doing this well and teachers are all doing it well, I just have to urge the students and parents, you must take this seriously. You must do the work so that we can mark you present, grade the work, and you achieve passing grades.
Yeah, I've also been saying to people in the conversations I'm in that when this is all done, residents are going and parents are going to have a new appreciation for what teachers do during the course of a day, since they're getting a sense of it at home, because again, it's changed so dramatically. Walter, just from standing point of curiosity, Paulsboro is a working class spot, as are many towns through the state. What percentage of kids have sufficient access to either computer or smartphone and internet against those that are having to complete their work in paper packets?
About 1/3 of our students don't have the technology they need to do the online. So about 1/3 of the students, 300 to 400 students, are working with paper packets, and that's a challenge. But they're doing very well. We can see the packets coming and go. And by the way, we have arranged for our first drive-through pickup. So what will happen on the 15th of April is the teachers will drive through, and we will give them the papers, the packets that need to be graded. They'll grade them, and within a few weeks return them so we can give them back to the students. The online grading is going constantly, but the packets will have our first drive-through on the 15th, and then every Wednesday thereafter.
We also, too, at the state level, I know you follow us very closely, we have appropriated a great deal of money to get districts that need more laptops to get this technology into the districts so they can get home with the kids. But obviously, it can't happen fast enough. It just can't move fast enough. So I guess as we close this segment, we have no sense of when you'll be able to have kids back into school. No one knows. Hopefully sooner than later, but sooner maybe 3 weeks, later maybe they don't come back this year. But there's no talk about pushing the school year. I mean, these days are being recognized as school days. There's no talk about pushing it more into the summer just to give kids a chance to get a couple weeks back in school and catch up. It's premature at this point to think about those things.
I think so, although we're beginning to plan and think through what will happen if we can't come back this year. Starting to think about how we would handle a commencement online, some form of a virtual commencement. How we would handle National Honor Society inductions, and so many more activities that are important to the students if we can't be physically back in the school. Obviously, we're also going to start to plan, if we can come back into the schools during the summer, what kind of an extended school year and enhanced summer school program might we be able to offer in order to compensate for the challenges that we've been facing during the spring.
Well spoken, because you may have a few of these kids you're just going to have to catch up with that just need that little extra, I would think. Well, thank you for breaking up your day. I know I thanked you publicly, but as you look back now, aren't you glad you came out of retirement?
I am. I really am. This is an important job. You know, I love this community, and we like to rise to challenges in Paulsboro, and I see our staff as just stepping up, every member of the staff, and making us proud. We are not complaining. What I see every member of the staff doing is finding solutions to help the students. And I would say they exceed expectations, but they don't, because I expected the very best, and they are delivering just exactly what we all know the school district can deliver: a great education under any circumstances to all of our students.
Walter, they are very, very strong words, and grateful to you and your continued service. And it took an act of the legislature to get you back, and it was time well spent. We've been visiting with Dr. Walter Quint, superintendent of schools, public schools in Paulsboro, and also, I would say, the largest food service vendor we have in the borough of Paulsboro presently. Thank you, Walter. Keep up the good effort, and we will be right back.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have, or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
And welcome back. With me now is Andy Lovell. He is the chief of Gloucester County EMS and Medical Emergency Services. He's been on the show a number of times. He's in charge of the entire county operation, which is, of course, run by the Gloucester County Board of Chosen Freeholders, supported by your tax dollars. And when you need an ambulance, if your municipality is part of the system, they show up, do wonderful work. Always grateful to them for how they handled my father in his final time in his home. Andy, thanks for jumping in. This is a new technology for us to work with. We wanted to visit with you for the obvious reason. Hospitals, medical services are on a lot of people's minds. So the first question to me is, you're walking into really unknown circumstances from a standpoint of your crews. How are they approaching houses? They don't know if they're walking into circumstances where someone may be ill with a contagion or not.
You're absolutely correct. And from our standpoint, what we're doing these days is approaching every patient interaction, every patient contact as if somebody, unfortunately, is COVID positive. We have to take those precautions and make sure, candidly, so our guys don't get sick, so we can continue to provide service throughout these rather unique and challenging times. So what that means is that you'll see all of our guys wearing respiratory protection. You'll see all of our guys wearing protective goggles. And you'll see all of our guys obviously wearing the gloves, the vinyl gloves that we've always worn since we all first came into the emergency medical services operation. It's become so important for us. We have procedures in place with the receiving hospitals that we notify them ahead of time. If it's somebody that potentially could be COVID positive, the receiving hospitals or receiving emergency departments have a procedure in place. We take these patients to what are called negative pressure rooms, so we minimize the opportunity for something to transfer from one patient to somebody who's already in the ER. All of the area emergency departments now limit the number of visitors. Essentially, there can't be any visitors in the emergency department unless it's the patient is a minor, and then, of course, a parent or guardian. A single parent or guardian is welcome to accompany them. And unfortunately, for those patients that are undergoing end-of-life care, they usually allow a family member in with those as well. So this has been truly a game changer that, I mean, we certainly saw coming a couple of months ago, but nobody ever thought we would see this in our careers.
Oh, no, and Andy, we read about these things, and so preparedness for this stuff is everything. Have you seen increased volume in calls that you would otherwise not see because people think that they're more sick than they are?
Well, we certainly have seen an increase in the folks that we would consider to be worried well, which are folks that are concerned that potentially they've been exposed to COVID or they have the virus, but essentially they're healthy and not all that sick. So our overall volume, the number of patients that we're seeing each day, not only here, but in the area emergency departments, our overall volume is actually lower than normal for this time of year. But what's increased markedly is the acuity of those patients or how sick those patients are. So the folks that we're seeing are just sicker than what we would typically see this time of year. And it's across, it's the folks that we worry about the most. It's our senior citizens and folks with comorbidities such as, heart disease, diabetes, that kind of stuff. Those are the folks that we really, really, really worry about.
Andy, is there any particular message that you like to deliver?
Sure. I just want to make sure that folks, when they truly need us, some of the citizens that need us the most bluntly will wait and wait and wait and finally call when they're in extremis. So if you're experiencing chest pain, if you're short of breath, call us right away. Just pick the phone up and call 911. I'd much rather treat you, and the guys would much rather treat you when you're not in extremis rather than waiting a day or two and whatever your chronic medical condition is now progresses and gets worse. We want to come see you when we can help you.
And first of all, again, I thank you for taking time to come on. And let me say this to you for people that are watching. We're grateful to your rank and file people that are doing this. The whole message across the country is social distancing, stay away from each other, and you guys got to run straight in. You're like firemen going to a burning house.
Yeah, we are absolutely on the front line of all this, but I have the honor and privilege of working alongside just 225 of the best EMS providers. And they come to work every day. The first thing they do when they get to work is they disinfect their entire ambulance from the cab all the way back, including every surface or piece of equipment that would come in contact with our patients. They disinfect their entire station. And anytime we have a contact with a patient, again, who potentially has the virus, we go through that entire disinfection process again. So it's been a game changer. It's certainly more difficult to go out and do our job, but we are there, absolutely out there doing our job every day. And if somebody needs us, please do not hesitate. Pick the phone up and dial 911.
Andy, beautifully spoken. Thank you. And again, a big thank you to the rank and file. We need you guys all the time, but it seems like we need you more than ever when we head into these times. So thank you. Be safe to everybody. And again, thanks for taking time to be with us. We visited with Andy Lovell, Chief of EMS for Gloucester County, 911, always on call. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
And welcome back once again. Very, very happy to be joined by the mayor of Paulsboro, Gary Stevenson. People run for elective office to be public servants, and now all across this state, across this country, the local levels play a large role in how things are managed and how people are helped. So, Gary, you got elected mayor, you're beginning your second term, and here you are managing a municipality in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. So the building is closed, but you're functioning.
Yeah, it's true, John. Thank you for having me on your show. I thought the train wreck would have been the last big disaster that I would have had to face as elected official, but obviously not. So, we got a lot going on at the borough, John, and some instances we don't have anything going on at the borough. So I'll just give you a quick update on where we're at. The borough of Paulsboro, as of today, John, has 4 cases of the COVID-19. One has passed away, unfortunately. And for those who think it's just, they hear about it, just old people are susceptible and more in danger. 2 of the cases we got recently were a 27 and a 10-year-old females. So, we're in trying times for our country, our state, our county, and our beloved borough. So, we have to be vigilant. We have to take care of ourselves. You said it very well on a recent show I saw you on that. We got to look after each other, take care of each other, wash our hands, follow the rules and regulations, people that are put in place. They didn't just make these up for the sake of argument. You need to follow the rules at these gatherings that you still see. And, the virus doesn't recognize religion, race, or gender. So, with that said, the borough is closed. The borough building is closed to the public. We put a drop box, of course, painted red and white, so my mother would be happy, on the outside. And, that's how you're going to pay your bills for the time being. And but it is staffed with our dedicated workers, John. The ladies have been coming in. They're answering the phones. Our administrator's still there. Our clerk's there. We just have to protect them as much as we possibly can. And I can't say enough a big thank you to our police department and our first responders and our public works people. They're out on the road every day, keeping us, still with our water and all the utilities we need. And so they're doing a great job out there. But everything you need to know going with the borough, it's www.paulsboronj.org.
And Gary, along the business of the borough, you have the drop box outside. At the state level, the governor's talking about maybe moving some stuff around. It's very much in the weeds about municipal budgets. People don't care about it until they get their tax bill. But you got a tax payment coming up. Our property taxes come up May 1st. Water bills are going out. Water bills, those things still have to be addressed, correct?
Yes, that's correct. That pays our bills, and we understand a lot of people are in dire straits, but until we get a directive from the state, I imagine, you're going to receive your water bills this week if you haven't already received them by the time this show airs. Then your tax bills are due May 1st. So, we still have to budget. We still have to run things. We still have to pay for things. So I did thank you for bringing that up because I was asked that quite a bit about with car payments and mortgage payments are on hold now, or at least 3 months leeway. But right now, it's not for our borough budget as far as taxes and water and sewer bills are concerned.
Yeah, and it's going to be just people have to be reminded that when they see a municipal tax bill, you're actually a tax collector for the school district, the county library system. So you actually write checks. You collect $1,000 in rounded numbers, and you're probably sending out 650 of that to other places. So when the governor talks about maybe some sort of pushing back, there are a lot of ramifications, I can tell you, because we just haven't had a chance to talk, that that's not as uncomplicated as it would sound. We'd like not to have to collect any taxes ever, but that's just not the case. So people are just going to have to watch for notices, I suspect.
Yeah, that's it. And we'll get the word out as soon as we can, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on our website, through TV, whatever it may be, and to let you know about all those issues that are dealing with the bills. But you're right. School still has to operate as, they're still paying their teachers and such. So we still have to collect the money until something comes down the pipeline.
Gary, now if I can change this discussion for a second, because you wear multiple hats like every other local elected local official. You have a real job, even though you retired from one. So you are a funeral director. Now that world's changed dramatically in these last 2 weeks. I mean, you are laying people to rest without families gathering. What's that been like?
John, it's, and you see, I just got done 2 funerals today. Just took off my black suit. But today was so tough. We had 2 funerals that the directive came down through the governor, through the Funeral Directors Association, that we can only have 10 people attend a funeral. And that has been scaled way back, where it's a quick service. And you feel for these folks. We had a big family today, and they must have had like 7 kids, and then there's grandchildren, there's brothers and sisters of the deceased, and yet they can't be part of that service. Or in some cases, John, we have to get 10 people in and get 10 people out of the funeral home, even though they're relatives, and then 10 in of the immediate family. And it's not a great way to say goodbye to the loved one you just lost. And, you know, we funeral directors just feel for this. We're doing arrangements over the phone. Usually we want to meet with the family, feel what their issues are, console them and all, but we can't. Right now, we're doing arrangements by something like we're doing today, by telephone, electronic signatures, and it's really turned our business upside down, especially being a funeral director and picking up the bodies. We have to handle these bodies a whole different way, embalm them and such. So everything that we've done has been changed, and our world's been turned upside down. But, you know, we're all there for the families. We're doing our best. Most of them understand, but it's very tough right now.
Gary, the world's changing. A lot of this is going to be changed for a long time afterwards. Although your business on the funeral side, people gathering is critically important for the emotional side of things. But you're adapting because we have to adapt, and we have to hope this thing's going to wrap up sooner than later. But sooner can't come soon enough. We've been visiting with Gary Stevenson, the mayor of Paulsboro. Also got a chance to have him talk to us about what's taking place for families that are having to lay their loved ones to rest. And it's another example that what was normal is now different, and we have to adjust accordingly. Gary, thank you very much, and thank you for your service with regards to running this.
And thank you to all the state and county officials that have kept us up to date, helping with businesses, unemployment, the workers. Your group, the county, the state's done a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary, and we will be right back, and stay with us.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have, or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
And welcome back. Virus or no virus, we're having community notes with Irma Stevenson because that's why we do the show. Irma, we're apart, but we're never apart. So let's pick it up. What do you have for us?
Well, John, I like everyone to see this is Irma's Beat the Virus kit. I have a mask. I have my hand sanitizer, my gloves, but you never leave home without lipstick. So that's Irma's Beat the Virus.
Irma, but I didn't see any Kettle One at all there. So I don't think that kit is really complete. It's without any Kettle One.
John, we're on TV. And you know, John, I love this now. Everybody's coming from home. From the top on, you look good. Heck, you could sit there in your speed dude or your thong. John, what do you think?
I'm not saying anything at this point.
Okay. Happy anniversaries. I have lots of happy anniversaries. Greg and Colleen Armstrong, Gary Raylan Stevenson, Lisa and Bill Mitchell, Ray and Peggy Williams, Bonnie and John Haddock, 38 years today, Lisa and Brian Capassa, Jill and Zach Garin, 5 years, Debbie and Alan Knistow, Marietta and Pat Relation, Angie and Ray Gezzi, Carol and Lynn Kessler, and who else we have here? Ray and Peggy Williams. How can I forget them? So, and happy birthdays to Zach Garin, Abby Llewellyn, Michael Lira Sr., Alyssa Yamabushi, Major Claude Berthill, United States Marine Corps, who's in Spain somewhere, and not probably coming home now, Claude, till Spain, and Mike Fun Sr. Happy birthdays, happy anniversaries. And I don't have anything. Everybody, please stay home. Please, go to the grocery store, 6 feet, wear your masks, wear your gloves, and really care about the people of Paulsboro. And Paulsboro people are going to come through this. I know they are. The only thing we have going on is hopefully our 50-year Golden Anniversary Club, September the 28th, and we're still planning it. Hopefully, June 28th. So hopefully we're going on with that. So look for your letters, John. You're not going to keep Paulsboro people home.
Irma, and I hope we are back to some semblance of normal by June. So as we close out this show, you said it at the top of the show. I said it to Andy Lovell. I'm going to say it again to all the healthcare providers. Often people think doctors make a lot of money, nurses make a lot of money, so they're not affected, but they are affected. So think about this. All of us are being told to avoid each other, social distancing. And those people are standing there waiting for people who are sick to come to them and to help them. So you should keep them in your thought and prayers because they're doing extra duty at this time. And as the mayor touched upon, they said on a show the other day, in these kind of times, we got to care about each other. Got to just sort of look out for each other. Got to be smart. We're going to get through this. Everything goes in cycles, and it's going to work. So, Irma, that's going to do it.
I know it's going to work with my fellow sisters, my sister nurses, and my heart goes out. I'm sorry I can't be there with you, but I'm there with prayers every day, and keep the prayers coming, please, people. And Paulsboro, you're not going to get as far as go home.
Yeah, for Fred Buchter, for Amy Cook, thank you for putting us together. For our producer, Bill Crane, that couldn't be with us, that's going to do it. Irma?
Well, we're going to see you on Broad Street. We're going to march in the 4th of July parade, and we're going to Paulsboro's going to throw in the United States. God bless America, and see you on Broad Street.
Wonderful. Till next time.